We're back now, 7:13. CPA and certified tax coach Robert Gambardella is the co-author of a new finance book, Secrets of a Tax-Free Life, Surprising Write-Off Strategies Most Business Owners Miss. The book features top advice from tax planners and experts from across the country. Robert Gambardella joins us now to talk about this book, some of the juicy secrets, too.
Sure.
Now, you don't have to be a business owner to get something out of this book.
You don't have to be, no.
Okay. So paying less taxes is something everybody wants to do.
Of course.
So how do you do it legally?
Legally?
Yeah,
well,
that's the key question.
The real secret to that is planning, right?
Okay.
So you want to know what the rules are and how they apply to you, right? So you want to work with a good, proactive accountant and someone who's going to look out for you, know the facts, and communicate them and educate you on how you could use those tax breaks best.
I was going to say, too, because the Internal Revenue Code changes every year, so
Right.
It's pretty hard for anybody to keep track of that. That's where folks like you come in.
That's where I come in,
That's,
right?
You read that stuff chapter and verse, right?
Every day.
Oh, okay.
So as a certified tax coach, I'm part of a group of proactive accountants around the country. That's what we do. We study this stuff every day, and we develop strategies on how people can pay less in tax.
Okay, what are some of the mistakes that people make? The more common ones, or what are we doing wrong?
Right. So the everyday person is, they're probably missing out on. Everyone knows you can deduct charitable donations or your property taxes, but a lot of people are missing out on their unreimbursed employer expenses, right? So if they're providing their own tools for their job or their computer, or they're driving, putting miles on their own car for their employer, that's a deduction a lot of people miss out on.
Okay. Sorry, were you going to go on with that?
No.
Okay, all right. But some juicy secrets too, and I believe we have a graphic for these things to put up on the screen. So you were mentioning. Well, all right, you were talking about business expenses unreimbursed. Deducting your children's expenses, what does that mean? Right,
well, one of the keys in the book is how to deduct your child's soccer cleats, right?
Oh.
And if you go to Schedule C on your business income tax form, you'll notice there's no line that says deduct your child's soccer cleats here.
Right, of course not.
But what there is on line 26, there's actually a line called wages paid. So the secret here is to hire your children to work for you and your business.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Pay them a fair wage for the work that they do,
yeah,
and let them go out and buy their soccer cleats with that, or pay their private school tuition, or even put that money towards a 529 plan for college.
Yeah. Oh,
Sure.
good ideas too, because that's
Right.
tax deferred, is it not?
Exactly.
529 plan. Yes. And I think what do they call it? Chet here in Connecticut, if
That's
I'm not
right.
mistaken. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. Now, this worries me. I used to work in the investment business with 401ks a lot. It says here, is your 401k plotting against you? What does that mean?
It could be, right?
How so?
So the 401k plan has become the old standby for those of us saving for retirement. But what you really want to know there is what's your tax rate today, and what's it going to be later on in life, because that money's going to be taxed eventually, right? So we actually get to play a little game here where you get to pick your tax rate. You could, if you're in a nice low tax bracket today because you're just starting out in your career, you may want to pay tax on that money now.
Oh, so in which case, maybe a Roth IRA would be better?
Roth IRA
Is that
would be great.
Am I going the right way with that?
Sure, that's a great idea.
Okay.
Totally. And that was my chapter in the book, actually.
Oh, wow.
Sure.
Stealing some thunder from you there, buddy. This is a little bit, you know a lot more about this than I do, and I'm glad you read the Internal Revenue Code. And finally, really quickly, because we were talking about healthcare costs there.
Right.
Or it was on the screen.
Right. It's a big, expensive cost these days. There's a couple things you could do there. So as a business owner, if you've got family members working with you in the business, you can actually hire them on as employees in specific situations and reimburse their out-of-pocket medical expenses 100%.
Okay.
Bypass the 7.5% limitation on Schedule A and get 100% of those deducted through your business.
Hate to wrap you there. There's so much more, and I'm sure much more than that, too.